In this video, I'm going to talk about a habit which secretly and silently keeps you stuck in DPDR. Most people do this every single day without even realizing it, and I bet that you're doing it too. That habit is constant mental checking. So saying things to yourself like, how do I feel right now? Do I have DPDR still? Or going on Google and Googling your symptoms. This actually reinforces the DPDR rather than helping to get rid of it, because your brain interprets this checking as this must be important, I've got to keep watching out for this. Now, I know why you do this, and I did this too when I was recovering. It's because you want to know that what you're going through, other people are going through as well. But the thing is, this is one of the things which is preventing you from recovery. And when I'm helping people, one of the first things I look for when we're working together is these sort of habits that you don't realize that you're doing. And so the help involves shifting away from all of this type of stuff. And so what can you do instead? You can replace checking with redirecting. And before you say anything, I'm not talking about distraction. Don't go out there and just try and distract yourself away from this, because that isn't going to help either. Redirecting means building tolerance for this uncertainty rather than trying to confirm that you're okay. And so how do you build the tolerance? Well, the first thing that you can do is you need to replace checking stuff. So what I teach when I'm helping people is just to get on with your normal day. And I know that you might be thinking, well, how can I do that when I'm having a panic attack? How can I do that when I feel so disconnected and I'm just so sad that I can't enjoy these normal moments? You do it anyway. You don't sit there and analyze if you're enjoying it or not. You don't sit there and go, oh, this would be so much better if I didn't have my symptoms. And the reason is because you're checking in again. You know, you're constantly reminding yourself of, oh, I've got symptoms. And then so your brain is interpreting that as this is important. Anxiety is important. DPDR is important. Anxiety is just a normal thing. Anxiety protects us, it keeps us alive, but right now you're so overwhelmed with it and it's so strong within you that it's making you see everything with a completely anxious bias. And so it's easy to keep feeding that cycle of this is important. But as you start to redirect, as you start to build that tolerance of doing stuff regardless of how you're feeling, then what your mind does is it interprets that as, oh, my life is important. Doing these activities is important, and that's one of the things which is going to break the cycle. And what's going to happen, right, is that when you first start this, you're going to go back to your old habits. Or you're going to have maybe a good day. You're going to be like, yeah, you know what, I got through today and I did the best I could and I was feeling a little bit down, but, I did it. But do you know what? The more you do it, the more familiar it becomes and the more certain it becomes and the easier it gets. And soon the symptoms sort of take a bit of a back burner. Look, they might still be there. I went on for quite a long time with symptoms just running along in the background, and my life was great. Sometimes it does just take a little bit of time for your body to catch up. But until you give it that chance to catch up, until you give it, your nervous system and your mind, a chance to find that safety that it's so desperately seeking right now, if you keep doing this silent habit, which is keeping this loop going, then, getting to that point of symptoms just being in the background might take a bit longer than what it should. And it might feel difficult, more difficult than what it should. I've seen this so many times when I'm helping people recover from anxiety and DPDR. At the beginning, literally everybody is the same. Everybody is the same. There's no exception. You're worried, you're panicked, you're frustrated, you're angry. You're saying, how can I live my life like this? I just want to get back to the person that I was. Everybody feels that, including myself when I was going through it. But as you start to notice these little bad habits and things like that you're doing, and you shift them and change them, then things start to get better. You are able to recover from this. I totally promise. It just takes this small step and just small steps every single day, doing your best, acknowledging that you'll make mistakes, acknowledging that, every now and again you'll go back to old habits. That's completely fine. That's human. That's natural and normal. Every single person does it. So if you do want help with this, if you want somebody to guide you through those moments, then book a discovery call with me. Let's have a chat about what is actually going on with you, some of the bad habits that perhaps you've got right now that you don't realize, and what you can do moving forward. Let's give you some steps, some things you can start doing right now to get out of this. If you are interested in that, then the link is in a pinned comment and also the description. And until next time, I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.